Hello, my name's Taryn. I play a monk, as you can see. This is my monk. Um, so I'm gonna do a video on my build, I guess. Cause I was using one that was very defensive, and I was basically just a tank, and I got really annoyed with it because it was really boring because this was my only attack. And I did very poor DPS, which came to be a problem when I got to the butcher. The only time I killed him was by myself was when I happened to get a frenzy shrine right before I went in to fight him. So I had that for the first little bit of the fight, and that got me through. But every other time I've pretty much died to his enrage. So I decided to try and take some stuff that wasn't as defensive and would give me a little more DPS. And this is what I came up with. It's worked fairly good so far. It's still pretty defensive, but I tend to use my two-handed weapons, which I have this, my one-handed weapon, sorry. So I have this and this, so they aren't really spectacular. They're just kind of high in DPS, which is all I could find because I'm kind of poor. But everything else is pretty good. I was stacking fire resist because I'm currently using one with everything, but I'm in the transition of getting all resist instead of just fire, so that I can give up that passive, but I'll get into that later. So this is my gear. I've got 1200 dexterity, 921 vitality, 4800 armor, and my DPS is a little over 11,000. This rises as I'm fighting. But yeah, so it's not bad. I think before I did this build, I was at like 9,000, a little less than maybe. So this helps. Enchantress is stupid. Okay, so anyway, getting started with my build. So I have Fists of Thunder with Lightning Flash for the dodge, because with this build, dodge is pretty much the only thing I have protecting me, which I know a lot of people complain about because it's not, it's not as good as a shield, because shields give armor and whatnot, but I don't really care because shield means I have to tank, and I don't want to be a tank. So that's why I have that. And as Fist of Thunder is pretty much the only thing I'm attacking with steadily, it's the 16% dodges up pretty much all the time, unless I'm running. So I think it's a good choice. Yeah, for that reason. So I used to have Cyclone here, and then with the dodge rune, but I decided that I could probably get rid of that, since I didn't use it too often anyway, and it felt more like a novelty to me, as opposed to something I desperately needed. And like I said, I wanted to increase my DPS, and I love Sweeping Wind because it's nice because it's up all the time. Even when I'm running, it's hitting things that are, running after me. When I'm fighting something that has a lot of adds, it's killing the adds around me. It does a good amount of DPS, so I really enjoy Sweeping Wind, always have. Like, since I got it, it's pretty much my favorite ability. Just because the only issue is the spirit cost. I really hate the spirit cost. So I try to keep it up as much as possible. And I have Blade Storm just because it does more DPS, and like I said, I'm trying to get more. I do use Fire Storm sometimes, but not usually. And I was using Master of Wind, but it's really not. If you can just try and keep it up, basically. So yeah. And so that's my logic with that. It's just nice because, like I said, when I'm running away or fighting things with adds, it's there. It's always taking them down. It does do a lot of damage, which I love. And I know a lot of people bust on Dashing Strike, but it's pretty much essential, in my opinion. Like, I didn't have it before I got to, I think, Act 3 in Hell. Then I found this really defensive build that I started using, and it said to use Dashing Strike, and so I've been using it ever since, and I can't even imagine getting rid of it at this point, because I use it, as you'll see when I fight the Butcher, I use it to get through him. I don't know, it's pretty much awesome. And I know it's kind of a high spirit cost, but it's good for just like getting out of things, getting to things, you know, pretty much anything a dash would be good for. And then I have the dodge rune, because the 20% increase is really nice, especially because a lot of the time when I'm dodging to get out of something, it's at a time when I don't really want to get hit. I kind of use it as an escape, and you don't usually want to get hit when you're running away from something. So yeah, and I know some people take the, which one is it? The one that reduces the spirit cost, yeah, the 10 spirit, but it's really not worth it, I don't think, as compared to the 20% dodge, because like I said, dodge is pretty much your only thing saving you in this build. So yeah. And then I took Breath of Heaven, and I used to have Circle of Life, and I'm still a little iffy on it, but I took Blazing Wrath because, like I said, trying to increase my DPS, and 15% is a lot. And because it's there for 45 seconds, and the cooldown's only 15 seconds, it pretty much means it'll be up all the time. So it's a 15% damage increase. So I'm definitely okay with that. And honestly, what the Circle of Scorn, it only takes it up by, about 2,000 life. I'm not, or Breath of Heaven, sorry, not Circle of Scorn. But, I mean, it's still, I think it's negligible in a way. It's a good amount, but I'd rather have this, honestly. If I'm killing things 15% faster, I think that's probably better. So then of course I have Serenity with Peaceful Repose. You pretty much have to have that. It's pretty amazing. I use it pretty much on cooldown, which, yeah, I don't know. But yeah, so that's something you pretty much have to have. I've also read a lot of debate on the Mantra of Healing versus Mantra of Evasion, but I much prefer Mantra of Healing. Especially because of Time of Need, which means my resistances go up by 20%, which is a huge amount. And you especially in Inferno, you want a lot of resist. And Mantra of Healing is pretty much a health pot, like, just over time. Because, I mean, that's healing you for 1,200, or, sorry, 310 life per second, and this is 12,000 life, and the cooldown's 30 seconds, so do the math. It's pretty much, I think it's worth it, because it means, you know, I'm constantly getting healed. So yeah, that's my choice with that. Right now, I'm using Seize the Initiative, which, you know, armor is increased by 100% of my dexterity. Very, very helpful, especially considering how much dexterity I have. I use the cooldown reduction because of, like I said, I, in this build, kind of take a lot of damage, so the sooner my cooldowns are up, the better for me. And right now I have one with everything. Like I said, I'm trying to transition into having all resist gear instead of just fire resist, so that I can get rid of this rune. And I want to take Combination Strike, because that's another 8% damage, because like I said, pretty much the only attack I use in this build is Fists of Thunder. So that would mean another 8%. So between that and Blazing Wrath, that's 23% damage increase pretty much all the time, which is a lot. Definitely something take into consideration, but for now I'm sticking with this so that I don't die as much. Okay, so that's my build, and I'm gonna go kill the butcher just to show you that the build does work. Oh yeah, the other thing is I do have a shield. I have this shield. It's not a very good shield, but it's okay. And I use it sometimes. Like, if I find an elite pack that I'm just really dying a lot, which it's rare. It's one of those really crappy combos, you know, like Fire Chains and Desecration and Molten. So I'll put that on, and then that helps a bit. But otherwise I seem to kill things fast enough that I don't really need it. It's only the ones that I can't hit as often because they hurt me. So I'd say in general, I don't use it very often. I've used it on like 1 of the 10 elite packs I've killed, I think. And as you can see, I do have a stack of Nephilim Valor, so I did kill something. But yeah, okay, so I'm gonna go kill Butcher, just to prove that this build is viable. And yep. Alright, so here's the Butcher fight. I'm gonna skip the video, I'm assuming you've seen it. See, this is where Dashing Strike comes in handy, because I can just shoot through to the other side of him, and I just got hit from that, which is so stupid. But, yeah. So in situations like that, I feel like it's really helpful. And for getting back to him, because he does that a lot. Well, not a lot, but enough, I think. And yeah, you can see my DPS is like 13, almost, looks like 12.5k, I think is what it was. So that's much better than what I was doing, and probably why I could not kill him before. It definitely was why I couldn't kill him before. But as you can see, the damage I'm taking really isn't that bad, even though I'm kind of getting hit by stuff a lot more than I would like. The only thing is you want to watch, like, you do not want to stay in that fire for very long. And I forgot to put Sweeping Wind up.
My strength fails.
Silly of me.
I don't have enough spirit. I must wait.
So as you can see, I'm pretty much using my cooldown a lot because I'm not... This isn't my best fight, probably. But I'm doing okay. He's going down, so I might die here. No, I'm okay.
Is not yet recharged.
Just kind of spam abilities as they come up. He's going down okay. Hopefully I won't hit his enrage. I guess we'll see. Looks like it's coming up here. No, maybe not. Doing okay. See? That was not very difficult at all. That was actually pretty fully played. But, so if you play a little bit better than me, you'll surely be fine with this build. So yeah, that's it. This is Rin, and thank you for watching. Feel free to leave any comments or questions, anything below. Bye!